What's up everybody and welcome back to another episode of 5 Cool Mods. This is the series where I show you guys some of the best lewd mods and nude mods out there this week, as well as making attempts to make the most clickbaity titles and thumbnails possible. If you like stuff like that, you'll really love this series. I also do want to ask you guys real quickly, and I normally don't say this, but to consider subscribing. I'd really love to hit 40,000 subscribers by the end of July, and we're really close to that. So if you enjoy the content, please just consider hitting that button. And with that, let's get right into the list. The first mod this week does definitely fall into the lewd category. With that being said, it may look familiar to some of you. That is because this mod actually made its first appearance in Skyrim. It was just ported over to Fallout 4, and from what I understand, it was a extremely popular lewd mod for Skyrim, so of course everyone started jumping on it as soon as it got to Fallout 4, and as a result, it got to the top of Nexus mods for the week. But to truly tell if this is a good mod or not, we must first run it through the Juicehead lewd mod tester indicator, and I totally didn't just make that up on the spot. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. I've never introduced it before, but hey, you know me that well. The criteria are, first and foremost, are there cleavage? Yes, there's definitely cleavage with this mod, although not a ton, but enough to be considered cleavage. Can you see more than 50% of the girl's body? I don't know, this one's definitely close, but my scientists have confirmed that 50% is visible. A lot of skin going on there, especially in certain regions. Is it classified as an armor mod yet? Provide no real authentic protection and probably shouldn't even be an armor mod at all, but does have some pretty good stats. Yes, this absolutely does that. It is an armor mod that I don't think will protect you that well, but to each their own. Maybe this is how you dress when you want to feel safe. Definitely wouldn't be my suggestion, but whatever floats your boat, man. And last but not least, probably the most important criteria of them all, does it look like the girl has a wedgie? Yes, this mod clearly surpasses that, so for that it gets the stamp of approval from me, and definitely a mod you should check out if you're into that kind of thing. As I always say, personally, I don't know if I would want to run around like this. I think there might be a better mod towards the end of this video, but stay tuned for that. On a more serious note, we do have the Ares Predator 5. This is a weapon from the game Shadowrun. I've personally never heard of this game, but considering the amount of downloads this got, I think a lot of people have. I don't think that really matters though, because this is a really good looking weapon mod. It does look sharp and all around sounds really good and handles quite well. It does have a very 10mm pistol-esque look to it. It is obviously different, but it does have the kind of same shape and frame structure. There's nothing too crazy about this weapon mod. It does have some pretty good balancing. It only has a few weapon mods though, some different receivers and a few scopes. Nothing too crazy though. But at the end of the day, can you really have too many good weapon mods? I don't think so. That's why I put it on this list, and frankly, it has a really cool name. I don't know about you, but personally, I felt pretty bad for my Brahmin. There are species that look absolutely disgusting and basically just haul our shit around all day, or haul our shit from settlement to settlement all day, and really, they don't get any compensation. I very rarely even see them eating, so what do they do? I felt the need to rectify this injustice, and frankly, the healthier Brahmin mod definitely made me feel a lot better. Basically, what this mod does is give your Brahmin a healthier look. It almost looks like they have fur, or they just don't look like a massive ghoul cow, or just basically an irradiated cow. I like this look a lot better, and it makes them a lot easier to look at, much less likely that I'm going to kill them for food. Plus with this, they almost could be a cute, cuddly creature. Obviously, we're a little bit away from that, but nonetheless, I do feel a bigger attachment with them, and I definitely recommend you guys check this mod out if you like that kind of stuff. Alright, let's take a step away from the sarcasm here and get a little bit serious. Let's talk about finance. BanCo, and did you guys like what I did with that font there? I made it a little smaller. Or the Bank of the Commonwealth is a mod that basically adds in a bank for you to place down at your settlement. This gives you actually a lot of different customizability options and all kinds of new options regarding how to make caps. So first and foremost, there's quite a bit of workshop content added from this mod. You'll get a bunch of different bank signs from this, as well as some of the different shops you can create. One thing I do like that this mod author did is he created a seat or a mat to also count as a bank. So basically, they do have the shop that fits in with all the other shops in the game, which I personally use, but also you can just place down this mat and then assign a settler to that, and then the bank is there. So you could build your own custom bank around that if you wanted to, as well as there's a chair that does the same thing. I'm not that creative, so I just use the shop, but I'm sure some of you would really appreciate that, and I do like that the mod author threw that in. The signs are really cool, and a lot of them are pretty unique, giving you that bank feel, whether it be from the 1970s or the 1700s. Once you actually get into the bank, you have quite a few different options. First and foremost, you could open an account, which basically allows you to create a savings account and generate interest on your caps. You could also have all the caps your settlements make forward there, so basically all the caps will be forward to that and then start generating interest and automatically be deposited deposited. You also have a standing with the bank, so basically you'll increase this percentage by having money with them, repaying loans, and yes, you could repay loans with this, and all kinds of stuff like that. The standing determines what kind of stuff you could do, so if you have a really low standing, you won't even be able to take out loans, but you could still deposit money and you'll generate less interest, etc, etc. You can pawn different items, so basically you could give them a bunch of weapons and say, hey, I'll come back and give you these 300 caps tomorrow, and then you could get your weapons back, or they'll keep your weapons. All around, there's actually a lot of features in this, and it's a very good vanilla augmented mod. By that I mean it feels less like a mod and more like something that was in the vanilla game, and the functionality is pretty balanced, so I definitely recommend checking this mod out for your normal playthrough. So last but not least, the thumbnail mod. The reason many of you clicked on this video, Bunnygirl Outfit. What this mod adds in is a outfit that is kind of shaped like a bunny. It gives you a very Playboy bunny vibe to the game, and basically that's it. That's the whole mod. The texture of the outfit is pretty good. It gives you some nice cleavage shots if your character has bigger boobs, as well as it does have that nice complement your shape look. There are two versions of the outfit. One of them covers your butt pretty well, and it's more like I'm on the Las Vegas Strip just trying to make ends meet. The other one is I'm on the Las Vegas Strip and desperate to make ends meet, and it would certainly pass the wedgie test. That's pretty much it though. There's only so much I could say about this mod. It was just a cool little mod for those of you who are into this kind of thing, and it actually does look pretty nice. I got a kick out of it, not gonna lie. I really want to give this to one of my companions and do a full playthrough like that, although I feel like the people that are a little bit more feminist out there might get too offended, so can't do that. With that being said, I thank you guys for watching. I do hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. Later.